topography or something. Okay. Amar Rav Huna. To follow this carefully, you have to, in the Rav Huna statement, you have to look at every word. Rav Huna says, you see, here's Rav Huna, student of Rav. Rav Huna says, Haisa behemas chaveri, if his friend's animal was revutza, was crouching down lefnei avodas kichavim, in front of an idol. This sounds similar to your case. Now, kivan sheshachat basimen echad, when this person comes over and slaughters one siman on it, asra, he makes it forbidden. Now, it wasn't his animal. It was crouching down, so he didn't really do much to it other than slaughter it. He didn't have to put it into position or anything like that. Savarla, the Gemara explains that he holds ki had amar ula. This that Ula says. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. Yeah. It's funny, they didn't put Ula in.
No?
They did. They put Ula down here.
Whoa.
Ula would travel back and forth.
Oh, that's why he's off the map.
So he is put over here, and he would bring statements from different people.
Oh, so he's really up here. Oh, because he's moving around.
Well, he's moving this way.
Yeah. Right, but we need another plane to show movement.
He holds like Ula, in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, that Af Pisha Amru, even though we said that someone bows to his friend's animal around Mem on 40. I don't know what page.
Did you jump to Amud Bais?
No.
Oh.
That if someone bows to his friend's animal, he doesn't make it forbidden. However, asa b'maisa asra. However, if he does an action, he does make it forbidden. You see, an idolater can't walk around on the street bowing down to everyone's animals and then make them all forbidden. It's only if he does something to them. Now, but if you notice asa b'maisa, if he does an action, then it does make it forbidden. It's going to be unclear in our Gemara if it's a small action or a large action. So we're going to go through it. Originally, the Gemara is going to say a very small action. Then it's going to say maybe it means a large action. Esri Rav Nachman le Rav Huna. Rav Nachman here asks Rav Huna a question. If someone slaughters a sin offering on Shabbos, bachutz, and he slaughters it outside the temple, and he slaughters it l'avodas kechavim, so he's really stacking up his prohibitions here. So chayav shalish chatos, he's chayav 3 sin offerings. What are the 3?
Why, it was Meshoigig?
Yeah, b'shoigig. I guess he didn't realize it was Shabbos.
Shabbos, it's chutz, and it's avodah.
It's chutz. You're not allowed to sacrifice an animal outside the temple, and it's also idolatrous. Now,
How can you be chayav?
what's the problem?
It wasn't a machshava. It was avodas kachavim was.
Yeah, he pronounced. Now,
So how could that be shoigig if you pronounce?
he didn't know that. No, it's not. He's a shoigig for Shabbos.
So chayav shalosh.
Oh, how's he shoigig for Avodah Zarah? Yeah, it must be that we said that he didn't know Avodah Zarah, or this service was prohibited for Avodah Zarah. The Gemara asks, shoigig for Avodah Zarah, how doesn't he know? The Gemara asks in Bechayros. The Gemara says that it's a gersh Eskaya ben Akel. He was a new convert, that they didn't teach him everything. They thought this was allowed. It's a big chiddush. Usually a convert, they has to know Hilchos Shabbos better than everyone else, right? Okay. V'i amrit, and if we say kivan sheshachat basimen echad asra, see, Rav Huna says that if someone goes over to his friend's sacrifice and he slaughters it, he slaughters one siman, he makes it, for Avodah Zarah, he makes it forbidden. So here, he slaughtered one siman from a chatas, so he makes it into Avodah Zarah. Ashchuti chutz le'mechayev. So now it's not a sacrifice anymore, because it's already an idolatrous piece of meat. So he's not bringing a sacrifice outside the temple. Mechatach ba'afar, he's cutting a piece of dirt.
But if it was already designated as a chatas.
Yeah, but it turns into something that's asur b'hana.
But you can't take an animal of hekdesh and say I'm giving it to avodah zarah, and now it's not an animal of hekdesh.
Right, but over here it's different because here he did an action to it that turns it not hekdesh. It's now it's not even an animal, a carbon.
If you take an animal, if someone takes an animal of hekdesh and says, I'm going to shechta for Avodah Zarah, what happens to it?
Well,
Still
he's
animal of hekdesh.
yeah. The problem is over there. You see, what's happening here is that the chatas doesn't really belong to the owner, because the chatas belongs to the kohen. So hekdesh doesn't. But when you give something to hekdesh and then you pronounce something, it doesn't really. It's not really yours. You need to do some sort of action. But what we're saying here is that the action should remove it, according to Rav Huna. Is this a kohen that's shechting?
If it's a regular person, it's not going to have any effect. It's not theirs.
Everybody can say,
It's the owner that's shechting it, apparently. And it's still not really his. It still belongs to the kohen. That's part of this, what we're proving. That Rav Huna says once you do one thing to something that's not yours, and a small action, it's considered, takes effect. So now it's not considered a sacrifice
I would
anymore.
answer that this was already belonging to the Bais HaMikdash. There's no consideration. You can't bring from Rav Huna that's talking about a regular chullin to Mikdash. A chatas, this is an animal that was already...
So what do you want to say?
The animal is designated as a chatas. That's
Okay.
why he's chayav shalosh. You can't bring proof from Rav Huna who's talking about chullin. You're talking about a regular animal of his friend that was revutzo lifnei Avodah Zarah.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So that's similarity is what we're doing here. We're comparing something that belongs to your friend that you can turn with one simon into, even though it's not yours. So here also it doesn't belong to the it belongs to the, it's considered belonging to the kayanim, and nevertheless you should be able to affect it, that it should be considered avodah zarah.
That chatas is not like hektish. Who owns that chatas? Could somebody,
The Gemara's going to call it.
Take it?
The Gemara is going to call it belonging to the kayan.
Okay.
Amar Rav Papa. Rav Papa says, "Hacha b'chatas oif askinan." Here we're dealing with a chatas oif, that there is only one siman to shecht. That's why we said chatas, because the chatas only gets one siman. Oila seif would be different. The kula b'hadi adadi kasi, because it all comes at the same time. The Gemara says michti.
You don't do...
So the thing is, malika you would have done in the temple. Shchita you have to do out of the temple. Malika out of the temple wouldn't have been satisfactory. Gemara says michti. Rav Huna kaman amr l'shmaite. Who does Rav Huna go according to? He goes Ka'ula. V'ula ma'isa kaldu kamar. When Ula said, even if you do the smallest action, you already affect it. So why are you saying that you shechted a full siman, even when you just started to do the first little cut for idolatry? You all turned it into
Or
avodah
you didn't
zarah.
have to do a cut for shchita. You could have cut the ear if that was the avodah of the...
Yeah, but here we're saying that he did a shchita, and we're saying that it all came together, the idolatrous act, the shchutei chutz, and the shchita all came together. It's not true, because it turns it into an idolatrous piece of, at the first cut. The person says that this is going to become an idolatrous at the end of the shchita. He pronounced it. Okay, a strange case. If that's the case, why specifically did you say chatas? You could have said this by any sacrifice. We're talking about that the neck was already severed not most of the way, but up to 49%. And he added just that little cut. So that one little cut, and all of them together is what?
And it would fit according to Ula as
And it
well.
would fit according to Ula. It's a small action. Amar Rav Papa. Rav Papa says, Ilav Amar Rav Huna Siman Echad. If Rav Huna would have left that out, Siman Echad, then Lo Yavi Chatas Tifta. Then the case that you brought wouldn't have been a question. My Maisa. Because we could have said that when he says he does an action, Ula says that he does an action, we could have said Maisa Rabba, a big action. We didn't have to translate that it means that he goes according to Ula, and Ula says a small any action, because we could have translated that it means a big action, and then it would have only accomplished at the end of the shechita where it would have become a avodah zarah. Okay, Amar Rav Papa.
Where's Rav Zutra? Is he under?
Yes, very good. Very good. That fits very well. Rav Papa also says, if he didn't say it was his friend's animal, it also wouldn't have been a question. My timer, what's the reason? Didei matziyasa, the chavri le matziyasa. We could have said that Rav Huna says that he's slaughtering his own animal, and that's why it becomes aser right at the beginning. But when he's slaughtering the other animal of the chatas, that's not really his. The Gemara says pshita. That's an obvious answer. That's an obvious thing. Rav Papa doesn't have to tell me. Mao de tema. They could have said that kivan the kanila la kapara, because since this person that's doing the shchita by the chatas, it's considered like his. It's because he owns it for an atonement. So kedidei damya, it's considered like his sacrifice. So kamash malan, that nevertheless it's not considered like his sacrifice, and it's considered like the other person's sacrifice. So this last thing that we said was, we could have translated Rav Huna that yes, one severing one pipe would make the animal invalid, but that's only if it's your own animal. If it's someone else's animal, you would have to wait to the end. Gemara says that would be more obvious. Gemara says no, because I could have thought that the chatas is really like his animal, and we're saying that no, a chatas is not his animal because a chatas really belongs to the kohen.
So in general, if you take someone, why does it have to say why doesn't it say you take any animal and you shecht it even siman echadasara? Why does Rav Huna say that it has to be revutza b'fnei kachomim?
Yeah. So Rashi says, why does it have to say revutza? Rashi says that because if he would have lifted it up and brought it somewhere, then he would have been kainet before. He would have been kainet anyway. Here we're trying to say that he wasn't really kainet. He did no action to it other than the cutting of it.
But why do we care that it's lifnei kachomim?
Because he's doing it for Avodah Zarah.
But if someone else, if you go sees an animal and he chefs it in honor of Avodah Zarah, it's not his.
Right.
So you could go ahead and take someone else's animal,
And it will
chef
turn into Avodah Zarah.
and it'll turn to Avodah Zarah.
Yeah.
So you don't even b'siman echad.
Right.
So why did they have to say lifnei avodas kachavim? What's the deal that it was lifnei avodas kachavim? It could be an animal revutza anywhere,
Right.
and you shechted the siman
Yeah.
avodas kachavim.
I see Tosfos is discussing that. He says, "Ein lefarish dafka lefnei avodas kechavim."
What I'm saying is it because the owner was already showing that he had interest in avodas kachavim?
He said, yeah, it just says that hadanakad hachal lefnei avodas kechavim orcha demil fenaka. That's a normal case. Or lefnei avodas kechavim mistam l'shem avodas kechavim miskaven af bishlei pirish. But it's lav dafka. The enachanami could have been in other cases as well. Is it?
And in the case of a chatas,